Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more.
Can someone answer the phone? Grace Sanders called out. Her younger sister, Ava, was absorbed in her book and didn't seem inclined to move. This summer, Ava was preoccupied with just two things: reading and playing with her Barbie dolls. "I'll get it," Mike, Grace's younger brother, volunteered. "Grace, it's a call for you." "It's a girl from your new school," Mike said, handing over the phone. "Thanks." "Hello, this is Grace." "Hi, MIA. Of course, I remember you from Ivy Academy's Shadow Day last year. Following you around, attending your classes, having lunch with you, and watching you during your after-school activities convinced me that this school was the right choice." "I'm glad to hear that," MIA Scott replied. "We're excited to let you know that we've been paired as big sister and little sister. We want to ensure you feel welcomed and part of the school from the start. We have many activities planned for this week and throughout the year." "Did you receive the information letter?" "Yes, and it sounds great. I'm eager to start. Make sure to bring the items listed in the letter. Dress is casual tomorrow, so you can wear a t-shirt and jeans. We'll cover the dress code later in the week." "By the way, was that your brother who answered the phone?" "Yes, that's Mike. We like to involve all families in our activities. Don't mention this to him, but we might discuss how he could assist you. I'll be picking you up at 8:30 tomorrow morning, along with Sarah Bailey and her sister Amy Clark, who I believe was in your class this year." "Yes, it's nice to see a familiar face. Everyone feels a bit nervous starting something new. We aim to make this transition smooth for all our new students. See you tomorrow at 8:30. Bye for now." The next morning, MIA arrived right on time. Grace gathered her things and said goodbye to her mom. Mike, who had been engrossed in his video game, looked up when he saw who had arrived. The two other girls in the car waved at him. Silly girls, he thought, then returned to his game. Within half an hour, they reached the school. "Welcome to Ivy Academy. I'm MIA Scott, President of the Student Government. Today's other leaders are Grace Copeland, editor of the yearbook, The Echo, and our newspaper, The Ivy Leaves, Liz McDonnell, head of the award-winning drama group, The Ivy Players, and Robin Segler, a standout athlete in basketball, soccer, volleyball, and softball. All your big sisters will be here to help as well. We've thoroughly researched freshman orientation and initiation programs, including our own traditions and successful methods from other schools. This week's activities, known as the Summer Bridge, will include getting to know each other, discussing school traditions, touring the campus, and answering any questions you might have. Tomorrow, we'll have outdoor activities and use the new aquatic center, so don't forget your swimsuits. There will be a special competition that I'll explain later. As you know, Ivy Academy started as a girls' boarding school. Today, about 65% of our students are full-time boarders, while 35% are day students. Boarders live on campus in various accommodations, from renovated dorm rooms to elegant Georgian houses. Most girls share rooms, but single rooms are available. If you're a boarder, you should have received your boarding assignments. We'll have some special sessions tailored just for you. We'll discuss curfew rules and other regulations for leaving campus. Regular room inspections will ensure cleanliness and adherence to decorating rules and fire safety codes. Boarders' days begin at 7 a.m., though many rise earlier for athletics, music, and other activities. You'll meet your house parents and their residential assistants, known as house captains. Each year, juniors and seniors are selected through an application and interview process to serve as house captains. This year, Grace, Liz, Robin, and I are house captains. We will be living with some of you, mentoring, supervising, supporting, and encouraging you. Boarding students will develop skills for independent living and learn to share with others. We strive to blend the experiences of both boarders and day students. Boarders will often use the housing facilities shared with day students for studying, eating, or socializing. Laundry facilities are available to all. Day students may occasionally arrange overnight or short-term stays for events or activities. Sometimes we have spare rooms, other times, you can bring your sleeping bag. Conversely, boarders can spend weekends at a day student's home. We aim to ensure everyone feels part of one community. Here's a brief history of our school. Edith Witter founded it in 1905, inspired by the Brermore Female Academy in England. The school's property was once the estate of Archibald and May Smith, who were railroad investors. A rail branch once ran adjacent to the property until the 1960s. The station house was converted into our athletic storage facilities. They donated their estate to the school in 1929, and due to the estate's famous Ivy Gardens, the school was renamed Ivy Academy for Young Women. As new buildings were added, we preserved the original architectural style. In the 1950s, James B. Morford's properties were donated, including former mansions, a carriage house, and servants' quarters, which were renovated into student housing and the home for our administrator's family. The stables remain, and we boast one of the top equestrian programs in the area. As you tour our campus, you'll notice the craftsmanship in the hardwood floors, entrances, windows, and stained glass. We have several courtyards, meticulously maintained gardens, and athletic fields. During the late 1980s and 1990s, we constructed our residential dorm and a science and technology center. Last year, we completed our state-of-the-art fitness and aquatic center, which you'll get to experience this week. Now, let's discuss the Big Sister Little Sister program and address some rumors you may have heard about freshman initiation. We aim to keep initiation fun, respectful, and dignified. We are very cautious about any activities that could be seen as hazing. Our goal is to welcome you warmly and share our school spirit and experiences. We want to unite the new and returning students, making sure you feel you belong and have a positive experience. We hope you'll make new friends and lasting connections. Regarding the rumors, such as shaving eyebrows, leaving you alone in the woods at night, covering you with eggs or mud, applying excessive makeup, or making you wear mismatched clothes in public, none of these will happen. We wouldn't tolerate any of it, and neither would you. Let's go over what you can expect. I won't reveal all the surprises, but I can give you some hints. Some activities will take place this week, while others will continue throughout the school year. There will be school-wide events like pizza parties, cookouts, picnics, pep rallies, bonfires, slumber parties, sports events, and shopping trips to the mall. There are also traditions specific to freshmen and seniors. In the past, freshmen have participated in activities like singing, chanting, and cheering on command from seniors, cooking meals, cleaning rooms, and doing laundry. You might be asked to team up for skits and dances or showcase your fashion sense in creative ways. As freshmen, you might even be dressed in nautical-themed costumes or cute party dresses with pigtails and bows. Remember, these activities are meant to be fun and each one will only last for a day. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can opt out. We understand and respect that. We're considering reviving an old tradition we found in the yearbooks and school newspapers. Years ago, there was a contest where freshmen had to get a brother or another male to dress as a girl for pictures. The top 5 had to appear at school in their costumes for final judging. From the old photos we saw, it was hard to tell that the winners were actually males. We don't plan to repeat that exact activity, but here's the idea we're considering. If you're interested, we'd like to recruit around 10 assistants for various initiation activities. These assistants would be dressed as young girls and would help with events or substitute for you if needed. To find volunteers, think about any brothers, relatives, or neighbors who have dressed as girls for Halloween or costume parties. Have you noticed any changes in your clothes or caught someone wearing them? Or do you wonder how a male might view the world from your perspective and in your clothes? Here's the plan. Tomorrow, we'll have a soccer match, boys versus girls. We have strong teams here. Robin has been all conference for the past 2 years. I'm confident we can win, but if we lose, The losing team will have to fulfill any requests from the winning team for a week. I'll be playing, and I believe the boys' sense of honor will ensure they follow through if they lose. Take some time to discuss this among yourselves, and I'll ask for a show of hands later today. After a day of team-building activities and a lunch enjoyed by everyone, about 15 hands were raised in agreement with the bet. Great, let's go ahead with it. Ask your opponents to be ready by 10 o'clock. We'll start our session tomorrow at 8:30, which will give us time to discuss and demonstrate what our team can do. Does anyone need a ride home today? When MIA dropped Grace off at home, she immediately asked Mike if he'd like to join the soccer game the next day. She explained the stakes of the game but didn't mention the dressing up part. Hey, I'm in. It's another chance to prove boys are better than girls, Mike said. But what if you lose? The odds are slim, but if we do lose, I'll definitely honor the bet. Besides, what could you possibly make us do that's so terrible? Mike replied. All right, see you tomorrow. Good luck. At 8:30 the next morning, the big sisters and little sisters gathered. They watched a DVD outlining school traditions, featuring events like the Fall Family Weekend, variety show, junior Halloween lunch, senior carols, pep rallies, fashion shows, Spirit Week, Hollywood Day, Founders Day, ring ceremony, senior dinner, international festival, sports day, service projects, and graduation. After the DVD, the girls headed to the soccer field. The older girls had assembled a team of some of the best players. Watching their practice convinced the little sisters that they were about to witness an Ivy victory. Mike had asked his mom to take him and 2 friends to the game around 10 o'clock. Yes, I can drop you off. It sounds like fun. Ava and I are heading to the library anyway. Just call me on my cell when you need a ride home. I'm glad you're helping out your sister, even though you two don't get along as well as you used to. By the way, I've heard the team's really good. Hope you're ready. The boys started arriving around 10, bringing their 12 players. Thanks for accepting the challenge. Just so you know, the losers will have to fulfill any request from the winners for an entire week, Robin Segler said. Mike, acting as the spokesperson, responded, We understand, and we'll be sure to let you know what to do for a week once we beat you. The game was close. Despite their skill, the boys lacked organization, and the girls won 5-3. Good game. It's been fun playing with you. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 to settle the bet. You'll need to work out with us and then go swimming, Robin said. Mike and his friends accepted, thinking that the next day might not be too bad after all. The following day, the girls arrived at 8:30, dressed in the official PE outfit, shorts and a t-shirt. The main focus was on the school's athletic teams and extracurricular programs. Representatives from each organized club and team sport were present. The girls were encouraged to stay physically fit and join a team or organization. There seemed to be something for everyone, including major sports like volleyball, field hockey, cross-country, tennis, swimming, basketball, golf, track and field, softball, cheerleading, and soccer. Competitions were available at varsity, junior varsity, and freshman levels, with active intramural teams as well. The tour of the fitness and aquatic centers left a strong impression, and other social and academic clubs also showcased their activities. Mike had informed his mother that they had lost the game and requested a ride for him and 2 friends to the school. I told you they were good. Now you have to follow through on your end of the bargain. Maybe this workout will help you get into shape like the girls, she joked. Welcome back to Ivy Academy, MIA greeted. We appreciate you coming to honor your bet. Since you lost, you'll be joining us for some activities this week and a few days during the school term. Today's focus is on sports and physical fitness, so you'll be working out and swimming with us. Before you change for the workout, we need to give you new names, she continued. The boys each picked a name from a fishbowl. Mike drew the name Emily. This will be your name when you're with us. We have a set of workout clothes for you. Please head to the locker room, change into the official PE uniform, and put everything on. You can wear your own shoes. The boys hesitantly entered the girls' locker room, which featured a general changing area with benches, lockers, and some individual changing stalls. Above one stall was a sign with the name Emily. Mike figured this was for him. Though surprised by what he found, he reminded himself that a bet is a bet. The workout clothes were similar to what boys would wear, except for the school logos. But Mike froze when he saw the two items that stood out: a pair of pink cotton briefs from Jockey for her and a white sports bra from Limited Too. He hesitated, contemplating backing out, but felt compelled to honor his commitment and curious about the experience. After a few minutes, he decided to proceed. He removed his clothes and put on the briefs, which were snug with elastic at the waist and legs and had a hint of lace. The sports bra was new to him. It had blue trim on the straps and was labeled as cup size AA and band size 34. He pulled it over his head, adjusted it across his chest, and felt an unusual, snug fit. Next, he donned the green silky shorts with ivy silkscreened on the rear. He adjusted the elastic waistband and added the matching grey short-sleeved shirt with the school emblem. He put on white ankle-length athletic socks and tied his gym shoes. As he finished, he heard others calling out their new names. He wondered if they had changed as he had. When they all gathered in the main room, they were dressed similarly, and he noticed the bra straps peeking out from under their shirts. Most looked as embarrassed as he felt, though a couple of them seemed to be smiling. They silently agreed that this experience would remain a secret. The instructions were to line up on the baseline. When called, they were to step forward and yell their new name and the school's name 3 times. When Mike's turn came, he shouted, "Emily! Ivy! Ivy! Ivy!" After everyone was introduced, the other girls erupted into applause. Apart from the leaders, all the assistants and their little sisters were dressed identically. There was one final task before they began. Assistants with longer hair were given scrunches and helped into ponytails, while those with shorter hair received hairbands to keep their hair out of their faces. We'll split the little sisters and their assistant little sisters into groups of 6, each led by one of our cheerleaders. You'll go through a warm-up and stretching routine similar to what our cheerleaders practice throughout the year, announced Whitney Carlson, who would lead Emily's group. Meanwhile, a yearbook staff member was photographing the event. We'll start with warm-ups to raise your body temperature, increase blood flow, and prepare your body for exercise. Begin with a few laps around the gym, Whitney instructed. When they returned, Whitney continued, form 3 rows of 2. We'll focus on large muscle groups, so we'll be moving our arms and legs. Watch me and follow along. While we perform the movements, chant "Go fight, win and fire up." Ready? Begin. Next, Whitney led them through 10 minutes of stretching. Hold each stretch for 30 seconds and count out loud. No bouncing during the stretches, and be mindful of your breathing. Start on the floor with hamstring stretches and work on the gluteus maximus. Extend your legs and toes straight out and pull your toes toward your body. For your inner thighs and lower back, straddle your legs to one side, point your toes, and extend your arm overhead. Reverse the movement for the other side. Lie on your back, bend your knees close to your chest, and gently pull yourself up. Now stand up for shoulder and chest stretches. Clasp your hands together in front of your body and pull forward. Repeat with your arms overhead, then lean to one side and clasp your hands behind your back. Recognize this common cheerleader move? We're almost done. From a standing position, lift your leg back, grab your foot with a bent knee, and hold for a 10 count. This targets the quadriceps. Lastly, do some head rolls. Tilt your head toward your shoulders and reverse to stretch your neck muscles. Relax, grab a towel, and get some water. Cool down. Great job. Afterward, they rested on the bleachers. Emily mentioned that during the year, they would also do dance aerobics set to music, which combined creativity with a workout. This would be followed by alternating days of weight training. She noted they wouldn't be doing that today but might in the future. Mike, now Emily, understood the level of effort required to maintain the cheerleader's impressive shape. To finish the workout, They headed outside to the track. "Don't worry, we're far from the road here. If anyone sees us, they'll just think the girls are getting in some summer conditioning," one of the track team girls said. A 400 and 800-meter challenge was set up, with each girl timed in several heats. By the end, it was clear that everyone had worked up a sweat. Robin Siegler gathered the girls together. "Great job, everyone. We had an excellent workout. Now it's time to cool off in the pool. Those of you without proper swimsuits, meaning all of our assistants, will need to follow me. The rest of you can get changed and try out the indoor pool." She led them to the tables just outside the indoor pool changing area, which were stacked with a variety of swimsuits. Pick a swimsuit. Most are one-piece suits, but there are a few two-piece tankanis. You'll also need either a skirted suit or a pair of swim shorts, plus a swim cap like the ones our competitive teams wear at meets. The tables were laden with options: a dark blue one-piece Y-back suit from Land's End, a black Speedo with a scooped neck and racerback, and a crisscross suit with stretchy straps and a layered skirt. Another table featured a red Ralph Lauren one-piece racerback with a coordinating sarong, flower-patterned tankanis that offered ample coverage, an LL Bean French blue teaback style with matching beach shorts, and a tropical flowered print from Old Navy. The third table had swim cover-ups like shorts, skirts, and terry skirts. After making their selections, they went to change in the pool's locker area, which included private stalls. Emily chose the black Speedo, slipping it on and adjusting it to ensure a good fit. He paired it with matching black skirts and added the swim cap before stepping into the main area. "Well, this is pretty embarrassing, but it's not the worst it could be. At least we're not dressed as cheerleaders, ballerinas, or in frilly party dresses," Emily remarked. The others nodded in reluctant agreement as they gathered at the pool's edge, amid giggles from the other girls. "We'll do a few activities here in the indoor pool and then head to the outdoor pool. Be cautious when we go outside. You might want to apply sunscreen to avoid unusual tan lines," Robin instructed. They swam laps, practiced dives, and played pool games, with the school photographer capturing the moments. Afterward, they moved to the outdoor pool, enjoying some swimming and lounging on pool chairs. Post-swim, they were given short robes used by the swim team at meets and directed to the cafeteria for pizza. They picked up sodas and juice from the vending machines. Despite the strangeness of the day, and although no one would admit it, most of the assistants found they had fun. The boys changed first, receiving green Ivy sports bags to stow their swimwear and PE uniforms. They were instructed to wash everything from their underwear to their swimsuits and return it all the next day. Later that evening, Grace walked into Mike's room. "Mike, the girls and I just want to say thanks for everything this week. We think you all are amazing for stepping up and showing such bravery. We've decided to keep everything between us, so you don't have to worry about anyone finding out. I won't even tell Mom and Ava. By the way, I'll take care of your laundry if you don't mind. I'll fold it and put the bag back in your room by morning." Mike appreciated her gesture but remained concerned about the consequences of the bet. The next morning, Mike waited for his mother and sister Ava to come to the car, his new gym bag in hand. "Still dealing with that bet?" his mother asked. "We drove by the school yesterday, but all we saw were the girls at the pool. You must have been inside. Did you see Grace in her school uniform before she left this morning? She looked really cute. Ava and I are heading to the mall today. She needs to check on some Barbie clothes she special ordered, but I know uniforms and doll clothes aren't exactly your thing. Call me when you're ready to leave." Upon arriving at the theater, the boys were directed to the dressing rooms. "Today, our little sisters are in their official school uniforms. We'll start with a history lesson on our school's uniform and some of its traditions and rules. We'll then cover the academic programs, followed by a school tour and a chance for our little sisters to experience a day in the life of a student with our guidance. We'll wrap up with a picnic lunch, and you'll join us," said Liz McDonald. "You'll be part of the uniform history lesson," Liz continued. "A few years ago, during one of our school's anniversaries, we reached out to alumni for any old uniforms they might have. A costume company also made some replicas. We've already selected the uniforms you'll wear, so head to the dressing rooms. They changed into the uniforms, with Emily modeling one of the original designs. It was more like a dress and came with old-fashioned underwear. The older girls from the drama club applied light makeup, blush, mascara, and lip gloss and styled their hair to match the historical periods. Some boys wore falls and wigs to complete the look. Once everyone was ready, they were taken to the backstage area. As they prepared, the other girls discussed the significance of wearing uniforms. Uniforms help establish our school's identity. By all wearing the same thing, we're united as one group. Outside of school, the uniform makes us stand out, and people often compliment how nice we look. You'll grow proud of your uniform. It helps you focus on who you are rather than what you wear and can save you money on clothes for outside of school. Although the uniforms are largely the same, adding a few accessories can give you a distinctive look. There are some rules to follow. Your skirt must reach at least fingertip length, and your blouse should be tucked in and loose enough not to pull across your chest. Socks should be either a coordinated color that covers the ankle or knee highs. Open-toed shoes or sandals are not allowed. Hair ribbons or slides must match the uniform colors or be in the school's colors. Only a watch and small stud earrings are permitted, no other jewelry is allowed. Dark knee-high socks or dark white tights are acceptable. Shoes must be lace-ups or buckles with a short heel. For free dress days or after the academic day, clothing should be clean, moderate, and appropriate. Tube tops, halter tops, or single straps are not allowed. Spaghetti straps are permissible if worn under another shirt. Midriffs, extremely short skirts, or short shorts are not acceptable. No visible bellies or bras should be shown. In public areas, acceptable attire includes blue jeans, sweatshirts, and school t-shirts. Before the show starts, we'll give you a few quick lessons on walking like a girl, said Liz McDonald. Boys tend to carry their weight in their shoulders and upper body, taking heavy steps and leaning forward when they walk. As a girl, you should shift your weight to your hips. Keep your chin up, shoulders back, chest out, stomach in, and move forward. Hold your palms slightly forward, swing your arms from the elbows rather than the shoulders, and take lighter steps. Your hips will move naturally, but keep the movement smooth and graceful. After some practice, the fashion show began. A girl from the speech team narrated as the different uniforms were introduced. The Little Sisters' assistants walked across the stage, paused at center stage, turned, and then moved to the other side. Emily modeled one of the first uniforms, a light green gingham dress with side seam pockets, white trim on the sleeves, and a tapered neck with a pointed collar. It buttoned in front and had a tie belt at the back. Underneath, she wore a matching cotton chemise and pantalettes, covered by a cotton petticoat with a bit of lace at the hem. She completed the look with brown striped stockings, high-top brown leather-laced shoes, a straw boater hat with a matching ribbon band, and white gloves, which were reserved for special occasions. The next girl wore a pale blue dress with a belt, black stockings, black gloves, and a black blazer with the school's crest. She also sported a similar straw boater hat. The 1940s uniform featured a dark green box-pleated skirt, a cream-colored blouse with a Peter Pan collar, a navy tie, a dark green blazer, and brown stockings. A beret replaced the boater hat. In the 1960s, as miniskirts gained popularity, girls would often roll up their skirts at the waist. Teachers would have the girls kneel on the floor, ensuring the hem of their skirts touched the ground. Skirts with sharp pleats that brushed the knees were more challenging to roll up, but many girls still attempted it. The 1980s uniform featured a gray skirt lined with shiny, slippery silk. This was paired with a long or short-sleeved blue blouse with a pointed collar, worn under a dark blue blazer or cardigan with the school crest. Blue knee socks completed the look. By the 1990s and continuing to the present day, skirts adopted a herringbone pattern with colors assigned to each class: blue, green, maroon, or brown. Light-colored blouses or polos were acceptable, and V-neck or cardigan sweaters replaced the blazer. Knee-highs or white and coordinated colored tights were worn. At the end of the presentation, all the girls were asked to come up on stage and proudly display their uniforms. The big sisters applauded as Emily and the others were led back to the dressing room, while the other girls returned to their seats. While your helpers are changing, we'll review the required courses for all students at the school. When they rejoin us, we'll walk through your schedule and help you find your classrooms and lockers. Here's an overview of the curriculum. You will need 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of science, including biology and chemistry, 3 years of history, 3 years of 1 foreign language or 2 years each of 2 foreign languages, 2 years of art, either fine arts or performing arts, and 4 years of physical education, health, or team sports. Our arts program includes performances in music and dance, featuring ballet, modern, and jazz. Occasionally, we collaborate with Andrews Academy, combining our choruses and orchestras for public performances. Andrews was formerly a military school but is now one of the top prep schools for boys in the state. Grace recalled that Mike had participated in a few overnight camping trips organized by the school. Tutors and study areas are available for both boarders and day students. New boarding students have supervised study time, and you can always ask your big sisters for help. We'll do our best to support you in any way we can. They continued discussing the daily school routine and what to expect each semester. Emily listened as the older girls outlined the next steps. You all did an excellent job in the uniform fashion show. Thank you. Now, you'll need to change into a more standard uniform and then follow our little sisters around the school. We have some donated school skirts from last year's graduating class in the theater's costume room, along with plenty of school blouses and socks for you. Once you've finished changing, find a pair of appropriate shoes. Please leave your current uniforms on the hangers in the dressing rooms. You'll also notice some new underwear provided for a bit more shape. Now, get moving. Emily entered the curtained area marked with her name. The skirt and blouse were hanging neatly, and on the bench were 3 packages. The first was a pair of no-show boycott panty shapers in a skin color shade, promising a slimmer look with no panty lines and a toned tummy for a smooth silhouette. He put them on, they were snug but created a smooth shape under the skirt. The second package contained a fabulous fit satin teen bra, described as having 2-way stretch fabric with light foam padding for a modest, seamless look. After some effort, he managed to fasten it and adjust the straps, noticing a bit more shape. The pleated skirt was a red and black plaid. He stepped into it, zipped up the side, and buttoned it. The hem sat well above his knees, and he adjusted the waistband. The pleats brushed against his legs as he moved. The light blue blouse had short sleeves and a Peter Pan collar. He buttoned it and tucked it into the skirt, noting that it was a bit tight across the chest. The third package held white knee-high cable-knit socks, which he quickly pulled on. He looked into the mirror and saw a schoolgirl reflection. The girls were called out to try on pairs of school shoes. Emily noticed that the other boys must have also received the shapers and bras. One of the older girls remarked that their appearance now looked more natural for their age. A final stop at the costume room saw some of the girls getting hair extensions or bangs added, all styled with a single ribbon. The boys, still embarrassed, mostly kept to themselves. As they emerged into the auditorium, they were met with a round of applause and giggles. The groups then proceeded to the classroom buildings, following the little sisters' daily schedules from room to room. They checked locations, received suggestions, and explored different routes between classes. After lunch, the little sisters retraced their steps on their own to practice navigating the new building. The groups reconvened for a brief wrap-up and to address any remaining questions. The big sisters and little sisters left first, while the others were instructed to wait. Another successful day, thank you all. Please head to the dressing rooms to return the skirts, blouses, socks, and shoes. Don't forget to leave any hairpieces or wigs behind. If you'd like, you can keep your makeup on for the ride home. Otherwise, come to the makeup room after you change, and we'll help you remove it. Also, your new underwear should be washed tonight, and you'll need to wear them tomorrow under the school tee you received earlier this week. We have a little trip planned for tomorrow.